Welcome to another episode of Real Talk. It's your boy H. Wright. And today we're going to be talking to the very talented Amani Gomes. Welcome to Real Talk, my brother.
Thank you so much, man.
I can't wait for us to start talking about the nice things, man.
Definitely.
Let's
Looking
go.
forward to it. Let's go. Alright.
Yes, people. So, as I mentioned earlier, we have the very, very, very talented Amani Gomes in the building right now. National steel pan player representing Antigua and Barbuda. Amani, what's going on, my brother?
I'm good. Thank you for having me. I'm honored to be here, and I'm glad that I can share in this experience and have a conversation with you about it.
Well, look, I'm honored to have you here too.
Thank you.
On a real, just to be honest with you, I have been following your journey ever since I started. We started following each other on Instagram. Didn't know you before that, but after I started following you on Instagram, and I realized that wow, this guy is actually really talented.
Thank you.
And I realized that it's something that you're passionate about, which is steel pan. What got you into steel pan music?
What got me into steel pan music?
Yeah.
Well, my family's always been oriented and around steel pan and music in general.
Yeah.
Being exposed to it from a very early age, from attending things like Gemini's Pan every year, from growing up from a young boy.
Yeah.
I really got into steel pan after visiting Hell's Gate Steel Orchestra in 2010. Going to a Panorama practice and taking in and listening to all the music that they had to offer. And I fell in love with it from there.
Yeah.
Started playing at Hell's Gate Steel Orchestra and my old secondary school, St. Joseph's Academy.
Yeah.
And the journey it's just been history from there. It's just been progressive growth in steel pan.
I mean, I could tell that the journey is all about growth for you, because I'm seeing some of the things that you're doing. I remember during this whole, just to fast forward a little bit, Corona came and we all had to quarantine.
Yeah.
And realized that you were actually involved in a competition called the Panorama.
Yes.
Which we're going to talk about that a little bit more as we go on in the conversation. But you said, you gained this passion for steel pan music from a very young age, right? What made you, or what gave you the confidence to think that, I am passionate about this, this is what I want to do, and I'm going to do this for real?
Well, I mean, when you have something, a talent from God, you're supposed to use it and just be able to share it with anybody and everyone. Like you, I would say, even in terms of how you market and how you help youth, especially here in Antigua and Barbuda.
Yeah.
That same energy and passion and drive to, it doesn't matter what people say, this is what you're going to do. That's the same passion I have for steel pan. And honestly, I may not be able to explain it through words all the time, or explain a lot of things through words all the time, but when I have my instrument, I'm able to speak fluently.
So basically, we're here in Antigua.
Yeah.
And as you know, there's so many talent in Antigua. There's so many talented. You're only 21? 21? Only 21, bro. And we have so many talented people here in Antigua, and sometimes they just don't get the opportunity to showcase their talent, right? And we must be very much thankful, because you're getting the opportunity to showcase your talent. And somebody out there who's really in love with steel pan music, they're looking at you. They might not message you on Instagram or say anything to you, but they're looking at you and they want to know, how did he get to do this? How does he stay motivated in this field? Because the country is so small.
Yeah.
There's a lot of positive, but there's also a lot of negativity. And sometimes people don't know how to encourage or send encouraging words or give constructive criticism, right? Now, how do you personally deal with the noise? Because you just said sometimes you don't know how to express yourself verbally, but you make your music talk to you, right? But I'm sure there's a lot of noise around the place. How do you stay locked in and, stay along the journey of music, of being the best version of yourself?
No, it's hard. It's hard sometimes. But honestly, what I try to do is the people around me, I just try to encourage them as much as I possibly can.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of people may say that, boy, you don't have to be so nice to people, or you don't have to treat people that kind of way. But one of my mantras of life is to treat people the way that you want to be treated, and to respectfully give the amount of support that you would want for yourself. Not that you're trying to receive it or you want it from them, but just because.
Yeah.
Because honestly, as you said, there's so much talent in Antigua and so much unheard talent that it is crazy.
Crazy.
There are many people I consider friends who they may have a few fears, or they may not have been exposed yet to or given the opportunities to get out there. But if they do, they will take Antigua by storm.
Yeah.
But what I would say to that is that sometimes you need to take a chance. In life, if you don't take any chances, you would never know. Sometimes we get scared about the what ifs. That, boy, what if I do this and I fail?
Yeah.
And through my journey, I've had many of those moments. But sometimes just taking that chance and taking the risk. Something my mother would say is, do it scared.
Yeah.
And without...
Do
it scared. Because if you do it and something greater happens, you have a great opportunity from there.
Yep.
If you do it and if you don't do it and you cut that opportunity out completely, you will never have the chance to do it. You would never know what would happen if you did it.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's just better to take that chance. And honestly, how I stay motivated is just to pray, eat, sleep, have good energy as much as I can, and share that energy to everyone around me. And some days you get very low and you feel as though you can't succeed or go further, but other days it's just keep pushing, keep smiling.
You know, let me just go back a little bit, because you said something just now that I wish most people would understand. You see, fear is, I would say, fear is, for me personally, everyone have their own definition as to what fear is. But for me, bro, I think fear is something that was passed on to us by our slave masters, bro.
I think so too.
It's a curse, and it's something that we need to eliminate from our lives.
Yeah.
Right? Because of fear, there's so many people who are afraid to take risk and go after their dreams because they are afraid to fail. But you will never know.
You never know
What can become of you if you don't take that step? You know? And you can't move a car unless you turn the keys.
exactly.
You know, you can't ride a bike unless you jump on and sit on that seat and take that first pedal. You know, so I always try to let people know that the world is so wide. As much as they say it's a small world, it is so wide. And when you're passionate about something, you know, you don't allow people to deter you from what you're passionate about. Because if you allow people to deter you from what you're passionate about, when your life is done from earth, you would have failed. Because you allow people to stop you from going after your dreams.
And honestly, I think I heard you say it on your IG story yesterday about your personal experience, and when you said that when you do something you're passionate about, you never work a day in your life.
Never.
And honestly, I can totally and wholeheartedly agree with that, because when you do something you love, you never see the burden or the struggle with it. Yeah, you have some days where you feel, boy, I really want to do this today. But ultimately, it is your full joy that you're doing every single day.
Yeah.
You're making yourself happy, and in making yourself happy, you're doing things to make others happy.
Yeah.
And I agree, that spirit of fear that we would say that it has been passed down from slave masters. Well, yes, and as well, sometimes our parents and peers may say that, to be successful, you have to follow a certain path. You have to be a doctor or a lawyer or a banker or an accountant or something. But at the same time, you can be successful in any field you want to be. In doing what you're passionate about. You can be a photographer, you can be a visual artist, you can be a musician, a producer, an entertainer, a marketer, or anything you want to do. Once you have that drive to be successful, you will be successful. And honestly, and that's what I'm trying to take into myself. Even though some days are hard, I will not. It's never easy. Nothing in life is easy.
Nothing.
Nothing at all in life.
Nothing.
Is easy.
Especially when it's worth having.
Exactly.
It doesn't come easy at all.
And as Chronic says in one of his songs, I don't remember which song at the moment, but he said that it's always darkest just before the dawn.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, just before you're about to get a breakthrough, it's going to be the hardest time you would ever face.
Yep.
Honestly. But you will see that no matter what you face, it will be worth it. That once you follow the words of the God above us, once you live through Christ, nothing is impossible.
Yep.
Nothing at all is
I
impossible.
totally believe in that. And some people will watch this show who don't really believe in Christ. And we're all entitled to do or live in what we believe in, right?
Exactly.
But I agree and I believe in what you say, and that is what I live by, right?
Many may not agree with me, but at the same time, you have to believe in something. Even if you believe in yourself, that you can attain anything you put your mind to, you will.
Definitely.
Yeah, man.
Who are some of the musical influences that you look up to here in Antigua and Barbuda? Oh, worldwide. Who are some of the persons that you aspire to be like or surpass at the end of the day? You're only 21 years of age.
Well, I'll start here. There are countless talented musicians who have inspired me over the years, but I'll name a few. Mr. Winston Bailey, the organist, the musical maestro, Dr. George Roberts, now focusing with steel pan, Aubrey Laku Samuels, Victor Babu Samuels, Stafford Joseph, Veron Henry. Those are some big influences to me personally who have helped me on my journey or who I've aspired to be like. And the now present greats, Can Cordis, Zara Lake, Gavin Francis, and many others who have all helped in my journey, no matter what. All my friends who are in steel pan now or outside of steel pan or in the music industry here, I may be running out of names if I don't call them.
That's fine.
Blessings to all of them, but everyone who's come around and come across my journey, I'm just grateful for.
And one of the things that people don't understand too is that you didn't just get up and jump behind the steel pan and start playing. How much work? Can you explain that? Because people, they look from the outside, and because you make it look easy, they think that the road is an easy road. How much hours do you put into your craft?
I will give you an example. Well, personally, it's always an end of practice. But I'll give you a more general look. Looking at a Panorama competition, the usual band would practice from May until the date of Panorama. And in the early sessions, you may do from every night, let's say 8 until 11 the first month. It starts getting a little later. Probably will push until 12. As it gets closer, it pushes until 2, maybe 3, maybe 4. The week of Panorama from 8 to 4. These are always a practice you're getting in everything, and you're trying to make sure that you have all the runs and notes all together. Personally, when I went into Panorama, just to kind of get my ideas flowing and the assistance that I got to get it down packed for the competition days, I was practicing from, let's say, 3 o'clock the afternoon to 3 o'clock in the night.
Whoa.
I'll take some breaks, but just to make sure that I had it down packed for my liking, I would do it I would just be running, practicing. I would just practice my runs, make sure I have everything tight. For the
Always, bro.
Always. It's not easy. It's not easy, but honestly, it's worth it. It's worth it.
And I ask you that question, so, are the young people who's younger or even older than you, who's passionate about whatever it is that they're passionate about, it comes with work, right? And you're going to have to invest the time, you're going to have to sacrifice family time, going out to party all the time, hanging out with your friends all the time. You're going to have to sacrifice all of those things when you want to be great at something. And if your friends can't understand that, well, bro, they're not your friends, And I'm happy that you mentioned the Panorama, because, that's when I realized how how much of a beast you are.
Thank you.
You know, that was the first that was the first of its kind.
It was the first of its kind, first online panorama or pan competition in the world, and I was the sole representative for Antigua and Barbuda.
Big up yourself, my brother. When I saw that, I was like, okay,
Yeah, man.
let's see what this young king is gonna do now. You know, because this is you representing us worldwide.
Yeah.
And how was that for you? How was that experience?
It was an amazing experience, and I'll tell you this. Going back to my former topic with taking chances, I found out about the competition just before the deadline. I wasn't working at the time, and I was like, why not? Let me take a chance, because you never know what would happen.
Mm-hmm.
And by God's grace, took it the hour before the deadline closed off. I realized I was the sole representative for Antigua. Now, going into this competition, I saw some big names in steel pan around the world, and I was like, I'm going up against some veterans, people who would have studied music or would have had their bachelor's or master's degree in music or are arrangers of musical orchestras.
Yeah.
And or own steel orchestras, and I'm like, I'm the little boy from Antigua that, well, I'm not the youngest in the competition, but one with no formal teaching.
Yeah.
Just a love for the instrument and a passion to just play. And to be able to make it to the finals representing us, it was a blessing in itself, man. So that's all I can say about that.
I have to clap for that, bro.
Thank you, man.
I have to clap for that. And man, you know, after a performance like that, you know, you ended up in the finals, you know, representing us as the little boy from Antigua.
Yeah, man.
You know, it shows that, again, it doesn't matter where you start, it's how you end.
Yep.
You know, you don't rest in the middle, you rest at the end.
That is
right?
it.
And you know, you're passionate, and I can see the fire. I can see the fire within you. And how about your support system when it comes to who would you say is your biggest support system right now?
My family. My family.
Talk to us.
Mom, dad, my sister, my aunts, my uncles, my grandparents, the people who are the non-biological aunties and uncles, the many friends who I consider family, the outer circle friends, and the friends who've been there day in, day out, night in, night out,
Yep.
who have always been there through sweat and tears,
Yep.
and the breaking down points, who have seen me through my journey in life and have always pushed and promoted me. I would even say my church family, who have always been there to support, send a prayer, and just push me through what adversity I'm facing.
Yep.
The friends and the mentors I've met along the way, from here in Antigua to around the world. Notably, I would mention Nevin Roach, who is the founder of Panorama. Natasha Joseph, who is a pan maestro extraordinaire from Trinidad and Tobago. She became a very good mentor to me. Many great friends I made from the competition. Hashim Durant being one of the biggest influences from there, and many others. So it's just, I would say to everybody, just thank you.
Yeah, man. And
Yeah, man.
it's a blessing that your family support you. Again, there's so many people out there who just don't have that support.
Yeah.
And when you have your family rooting for you, it's a different kind of love.
Different.
You know, when they see your passion and they want you to be the best version of yourself, it's different. So I have to big up your family and
Thank you.
right? Where would you want to see steel pan music in Antigua? Because for me, as much as I don't play steel pan, you know, I'm an entertainer. I'm in the field of entertainment, so I always pay attention to everything entertainment-wise around here. And I definitely do think that there's more work that can be done when it comes to steel pan music. Where would you like to see that?
What I would like to see is more unity. More unity. Now things are starting to unify, and a lot more of the youths are coming towards it, which is the best thing that could happen for it. But now it's just for the unity and for the love of it to grow. Because honestly, in my opinion, Antigua has some of the best sounding steel orchestras in the world. And I can say that big with my chest, and I go look in the camera for that.
I like that.
But what I
I
would
like that, bro.
But what I would say is that we just need to unify a lot more, not think of solely the band's biases, but look at all of us as Antique and Steel Pan and continue to push ourselves further. Because we have the talent, we have the players, it's just to continue pushing and reaching the stars.
Well, you know, Amani, I can tell you this is real talk, and I pray that we could unify too.
Yeah, man.
In this little island, this little dot.
Yeah.
You know, if we really come together as people and focus on the important things,
Yeah.
we will be unstoppable,
I think so too.
right? And it's gonna take some time because we all have different, we're all coming from different backgrounds,
Yeah.
and we all have our egos and all of that, right? But we're gonna get to the exciting part because you're gonna have to play something for us on
Yeah,
the show.
definitely.
All right.
Definitely.
So I need you to give me something on the steel pan. I need you to give the world something. Everyone that will be watching this Real Talk podcast, remember, this is Amani Gomes, and he's gonna be playing something for you today, live on the Real Talk podcast. I am not the biggest steel pan, like I don't really follow it, like I said earlier in our conversation, right? But I got goosebumps a while ago.
Thank you, man.
Just listening to you play, but not just that, I see the passion and you added this swag to it.
Yeah, man.
You know, like I really enjoyed watching you play and hearing the sweet melody of the music.
Thank you.
Where do you think you are right now when it comes to steel pan music? Give me some more. Tell me about this journey, man.
Well, where I'm right now, I don't think I'm not at the final destination yet.
Yeah.
I have a lot to learn.
Mm-hmm.
And where I've come from, they've had a lot of trials throughout the journey. But I give thanks to God and the people around me for keeping me level-headed and focused to that path.
Yeah.
Now, it started, I would have started doing things where it would not have been my passion.
Mm-hmm.
And with the blessings that have been bestowed thus far, I felt as though I was a failure at one point.
Mm.
I felt as though everything was ending. But by God's grace, I was able to return home, take a chance and make better of myself. And His blessings just started flowing.
Yep.
I got an opportunity to play with my favorite saxophonist in the world, Mr. Arturo Tappan from Barbados.
Yep.
And from there, musically, it has just been skyrocketing from there, and I can only give thanks. Honestly, just to do some of the things and be able to meet and play alongside a lot of my role models musically. I just give thanks to that.
When you said just now, there was a point in your life where you felt like you were failing.
Yeah, man.
Like you felt like a failure. Can you just touch on that just a little bit more? I want to know more about that because, I mean, ever so often in life, I think when you're charting on a journey, you're going to have some days where you feel like you're not doing enough. You feel like, I'm a failure.
Yeah.
Touch on that a little bit.
No, in 2017, I was awarded a scholarship to go to St. Mary's University to pursue business from the Halo Foundation and Henley and Partners, and I'm forever grateful for them because they have allowed me the opportunity to receive a tertiary education.
Yeah.
And through my 2 years there, it was amazing. The experiences there were great. However, I did have my struggles internally, spiritually, emotionally, mentally, and academically, I was struggling.
Yeah.
I couldn't explain where it was coming from. I was pushing harder than ever, but I was still struggling. Last year, I had to make the tough decision to come home.
Yeah.
And no matter what happened, the scholarship funders, the charity Halo Foundation has always been behind my back and pushed me through everything. And to them I say a big thank you because they would have allowed me to really push myself beyond each limit.
Yeah.
Now, in coming home, I felt as though, boy, I was a failure. I felt as though the worst thing that could have happened. And from there, it took time, but opportunities came. What I say is that sometimes what we may see as a failure is just the opening of another door to another path in your life.
Yeah.
It may be telling you, maybe not this way, but this is the right path you're going to go down. And honestly, I have no regrets. It was at the Halo Foundation's function, Music for a Cause, I was able to play the national anthem, but also meet Mr. Arturo Tapin and his band.
Yeah.
And through a conversation, I ended up on stage with him and his band at that same event. And that's all it is, blessings. And as much blessings as one may receive, one must also share it to everyone else. Yeah. And for me, I try to be very selfless and just to live by just giving, but at the same time, you have to learn to love yourself.
Yeah.
And be understanding of what may happen, may not be what you want now, but maybe what needs to happen for your growth and will allow you to go to different paths and do even better than what you were doing before. So yeah, that's my story.
Wow.
Yeah,
wow. Man.
And then, I forgot to add. Now, adding to that blessing is that I'm now pursuing music at the University of West Indies Mona campus. So,
Congratulations, my brother. Congratulations,
you,
and I wish you the best, man.
Thank you, man.
I wish you the best along your journey.
Thank you.
I honestly, the words are just not coming to me right now, right? But to be honest with you, I'm older than you are, so I would say as an elder to, young.
But not that old.
Not that old.
Not that old, but yeah.
Man, I am inspired today.
Thank you.
I am really inspired. I'm usually the one who is out here trying to inspire people, but really and truly, you came on this show today, you just blow my mind away.
Thank you, man.
With this story, I am really inspired, and I can definitely have to tell you, I'm going to leave here today with a different mindset, because you just said, man, you started school and you didn't even get a chance to complete the journey that you went on, and you had to come back home, and you never gave up. You as much as you felt like a failure, you kept on working, and I just want to encourage every young person, every adult, whosoever you are,
keep
working. Don't ever give up. Just believe in yourself. The sky is definitely the limit, but you can go above the skies because the plane do. Whenever you're flying on a plane, the plane go above the clouds. The world is so wide, and you can do everything that you want to do. And I'm here talking to the 21-year-old talented very humble Amani Gomes, who's gonna go places, man, and I pray to God that I live to see you accomplish everything that you want to accomplish, and I wish you all the best on your journey, on the school vibe, and I want you to continue to make your mom, your dad, your entire family proud, continue to make Antigua and Barbuda proud, but most of all, continue to make yourself proud.
Thank you.
Alright? It was a pleasure having you on the show today. And I definitely look forward to having more conversations with you, man.
Same here, man.
Alright?
Thank you for having me.
Bless, bro.
Blessings, bro.
One
Yeah,
love.
man. One love.
Yo, this one was